Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work on Junk Journal January, hosted by Meg Journals. Again, I have all of her information listed below in the description box. And today's prompt is outline. And I have to admit, this one's a little bit tougher for me, and even looking at tomorrow's, which is depth, both of those are a little more difficult. I have ideas, so I'm going to just run with it, but I just was looking ahead compared to some of them that seem, for me easier, but I'm sure maybe some of you guys know exactly, if you're following along, what you're going to do. And here is a layout that I did yesterday. I just love that ticket one. And so my options were, because I didn't decorate here, so I need to do something here, I think, if I'm going to continue to do things kind of in order. And I'm just going to pull out, the signatures of stuff that I've been playing with. And I also pulled this one out. This was one of the papers that I had in that stash, because I'm thinking maybe I could do something here. I kind of like the look of that, and I think it'll blend nice enough with this little page layout still before I move on. So I think I'm going to do something with that. I do have to pull this ticket out, otherwise this doesn't open up very nicely. And so I'm going to set this aside so I don't do anything bad to it. And I thought either I could wrap this around this page, or I could put it on here. I think I'm just going to put it on here, I think is what I want to do next, because I was thinking maybe the next day's the depth, I could do something on here for that. I kind of have an idea. I just got to look for a couple of papers that are in my stash for that. But for outline, what I thought, again, when I was going through that pile of papers that I pulled, I did find some like tracing paper, and so I thought maybe I could do it like an outline of something or trace something. And then maybe I can go back in and just outline the circles underneath here, because I kind of like the look of that. And so I was going through some of the stuff I pulled out for this challenge, and I had pulled out this cover because I had been thinking about using this cover at the very beginning when we talked about covers, and I used a music cover instead. But I do like the outline of this bird. And then when I was thinking about trying to trace this bird for something, which he would have been too big for that, when I turn it over to the back side, there is an outline of the bird back here. So I was thinking maybe I could trace that and then somehow attach it to this, and then maybe add it with some lace or something on here just to decorate it up just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this off camera just because of the way my camera angle is. I am going to just outline it with this ink line pen that I have from King Art, and it's a number 8. I just need to hold it close to my eyes. I just have to wear like reading glasses, so this is just a little tough for me to do it. It's a little too far away, and I need to hold it right up to my head. And for me to do that on camera, I would have to put my head underneath the camera lens, and I don't think you guys want to watch the top of my head for a while. So I will be back after I've outlined this, and then we'll go ahead and figure out how we're going to attach it and what we're going to do from there. So I will be back shortly. So I just finished outlining that bird, and I think it looks really cute. And so I did just pull a couple of things when I was done outlining it from my stash. And one of the things that I grabbed was, I was pretty sure this one, in my opinion, the outline of this bird, it kind of reminds me of a swallowtail bird, and it's a barn swallow just because it has the little scissors in the tail, which, if for those of you that don't know, I do bird surveys, or I help my husband do that out in western North Dakota. So, and that actually is one of the birds that we see, a barn swallow. We also see tree swallows, and the tree swallows have a slightly different coloring and also tail. So anyways, that's a barn swallow. So I did find a picture of the barn swallow in one of my books, and I tore it out, and I'm kind of mad at myself because I kind of cut off part of the description, but that's okay. So I do want to put this again on, I'm going to glue this page down on here. But I think what I want to do is I'm going to cut this to size, and I'm just going to kind of make this like kind of a flip. And I want to sew on this trim up at the top. So I like that. And then also for my stash, so I did pull, like I said, this description. And I was thinking I could add that on to this somehow. And then I also found a field label. I think this is a Tim Holtz field label. So I was thinking maybe I would just do a little collage. And on this one, I just wanted to make sure you could read the swallowtail on it, just because that's how you tell if it's a barn swallow. So I thought I would do that. And then I was debating whether or not I did have a die cut of a pair of binoculars, whether or not maybe I should try to use this and I could maybe just stick them, you know, make this into a pocket or something and stick it in there. So I'm still kind of debating on that. But then I also thought, since I've been stamping the numbers, number 4, I was going to stamp that on here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. Just trying to decide if I want to do any sewing on this one or not. I think I am going to sew just a stitch across the bottom, and that's how I'll hold it on, and then I can still, like I said, slip the binoculars in there if I want. And I'm also going to then, my hands are sticky here. I'm going to cut this one down to size too so that I can add this on top. Try to get on camera here so that you guys can see most of what I'm doing. Just trying to decide if I really want the binoculars in there or not, just because I kind of like the way that looks without that. I don't know if I can. So it looks like I could maybe glue these down right over here. So I'm going to do that first before I go sew. Since I took, you know, spent all that time die cutting these out, I might as well add them to my project. You know, maybe down the road I'll find a rubber stamp or something from my stash that says observations or something that I can stamp there, but don't have time to dig right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to glue this down then. So I think I'm going to go around this first with stitching, and then I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm also going to attach this just so it's kind of a little flip and put some of this lace across the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you what the final result looks like. So here's what it looks like. You can see the outline of the bird, and then I added the stitching and the lace across the top. I also added stitching around this field label, which I'm going to glue down here. But as I was sitting at my sewing machine, I had a piece of this lace that I had picked up in a grab bag a while ago at the thrift store sitting next to my sewing machine, and I thought it might look kind of nice layered underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down underneath here, and then I'm going to put the field label on top of it right there in the corner. So find my Fabri-Tac glue here. I'm also going to just take a little bit of ink and ink, because I kind of forgot to do that, so I'm just going to add a little color there, and also a little color on the sides. And then I did do a little ripping right here on this edge, so I'm just going to add a little ink right there to maybe make it pop out a little bit more. And then I did find in my stash, I had some paper that says field observations, and it comes out of a little like book. And so I was thinking maybe I could just add that here somehow. And I don't think I can get the word notes on this line, but I'm just going to rip it right here. I thought I could add that right there. Then maybe I'll just write the word notes right here. If there's anything more that I wanted to say about the bird or something, if I were to journal on it. Okay. So that's going to get glued down here with that. I kind of think that looks kind of cool. Makes you want to flip this up to see what's in there. And I'm going to glue this here. So then I think I'm done after I do that. Just trying to decide if I flip it over the page and do something with it. Yeah, maybe I'll just use that as a page in my journal until I see what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might not glue that down until I see what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then, of course, this goes back in here. But there is my outline for today, I guess, or my page. And again, the prompt was outline. And so I'm going to put this back in the journal. So there's what it looks like in the signature so far. Really like how that looks. And hopefully I'll see you guys back again tomorrow for another episode. And tomorrow's prompt is depth. So until then, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.